Hello everyone, welcome to Britain's College. My name's Simon Lovegrove, I'm the Assistant Principal for Curriculum. Thank you for joining us on our virtual open event. I'm here today doing a live Q&A with you with my lovely marketing team behind the camera. If you have any questions for me, feel free to enter them in the chat down below and I'll be sure to try and answer them as best I can. So please send any questions in and I'll try and go through them. My first question at the moment that we're going to kick off with is what are the advantages of going down the vocational route? So, we are a vocational college. Brooklands College in the industry is known as a GFE, which is a General Further Education College. Okay, what that means is currently in the country there is a massive skills shortage in certain industries. Employers are telling us, and they're telling the government that applicants, employees that they're picking up at a young age do not have the skills in order to fill the jobs properly, and so therefore employers are having to spend a lot of money retraining them. What we do is we provide employers with those skilled trainees, employees immediately coming out of college so they can go straight in and start providing help to our workforce. The benefits of that is that our students can go into industry immediately after college and start earning a livable wage. They don't have to go to university, but they can go to university. I think that's a question coming up in a moment, which I'll expand on. But ultimately, you study one subject and you learn all about that subject and you become very skilled in that subject. That makes you more employable when you leave. So what are the benefits of studying vocational is that a lot of the work is wholly practical. There are exams, but not as many as what you would do if you were studying A-levels. It's extremely relevant to the career you want to go in, and as such, it has a lot of ties to that. Personally, I went down a vocational route when I was studying. I didn't feel that I wanted to study different subject areas. I knew the subject area that I wanted to study, and that's why I went down a vocational route to study. So I hope that's answered that one. Second question, so can I still go to university from a vocational route? Yes is the answer to that. We offer two main types of qualification here. We offer a qualification called Applied Generals, which are typically called our BTEC or UAL qualifications. They're the awarding bodies who give those qualifications. And we offer technical vocational qualifications. Now, typically on both sides, you can go to university with them, but the question needs to be asked is, do they have UCAS points associated? So UCAS points are key to you going to university. Our BTEC qualifications, typically at level 3, are worth the same as 3 A-levels. So instead of going and studying 3 different A-levels in 3 different subjects, 2 of which you might not be that interested in, you can come to our college and study a BTEC or a UAL qualification in what you're really interested in. Whether that's business, sport, art and design, media, engineering, we have a whole host of different subjects. So, with those qualifications, you will get UCAS points at the end of that depending on what qualification you leave with, and as such, the majority of our students are successful in gaining the university placements that they want to. You know, typically in our health and social care courses, our students go on and study things like midwifery and nursing and are successful in doing so. Our technical qualifications, so our technical qualifications in things like motor vehicle, engineering, hospitality, they still come with UCAS points as well. Typically our new courses in things like aeronautical engineering. And you can go to university with those as well. But it's always best to check what university you want to go to and whether it accepts UCAS points from those courses. That's always a key. So I hope that's answered that one. Next question. How many days will I be in college? Now this is the key, this is a good one. Okay, so for our students, because it's a vocational program and the majority of your assessments will be around coursework and practical work, you need time in order to develop those skills. So typically our students are in college 3 days a week. That leaves 2 extra days to complete their assignments, to get work experience, or potentially get a part-time job and start earning some money or start working in that field. So typically our students are coming in 3 days a week and they have 3 full days in order to undertake those programs. Okay? So a question around apprenticeships then, interested. I want to do an apprenticeship, but I'm worried with COVID there may not be the job opportunities. So it's a very good point going on, and it's very relevant to what's going on at the moment in the industry. So with COVID, we've seen a lot of employers reduce the number of apprentices they have on site, okay? And that is a concern. That's a concern without the industry throughout the UK at the moment. We are gradually seeing them starting to pick up now since we've been into lockdown. So apprenticeships are coming back on board, but they might not be the ones that you want. So what should you do? Okay, really good question. What I recommend is looking for a vocational or full-time course in the subject area that you're interested in. Come and study that, and then what we do at our college is you can transfer from that onto an apprenticeship when you find an employer. Even if you haven't found an employer yet, it's always best to come on and start learning a full-time, because what we can do is we can give you a recognition of prior learning and ideally knock off some time off your apprenticeship. So while you're learning, it's not wasted, we can actually take it off of your qualification with your apprenticeship. So you can transfer, as soon as you find an employer to take you on, you can leave that full-time course and go into an apprenticeship without any real issue at all. Okay, so my advice to you is that if you want to do an apprenticeship, ideally you need to find an employer first. If you can't find an employer, come speak to us and come and see about coming onto a full-time course and studying that full-time course with us while you look for an employer to take you. Okay, next question if I may. All the transport links to college. We're actually quite lucky. We've got excellent transports. We've got two campuses, one here in Weybridge where I am now in Surrey, and one at our Ashford campus. Both of the transport links are excellent, are serviced by rail and bus routes. So ultimately, you can get to college quite easily. The majority of our students come to us via train, but it's completely up to you how you get here. If you're concerned about travel subsidiaries and so on, if you come from low income families, bursaries are available. Again, feel free to contact us and let us know about that, and we can help you potentially with travel costs. So next question, what support will I get at the college? I struggle with English and maths. Yeah, it's a big issue. So if you don't have, a part of our conditions of funding is that students who come to us without a grade 4 in English and maths will have to resit it. It's part of the law, and they will have to continue to resit up until the age of 19. And so basically what we run is, for those students, we run a resit program. So if you come in with a grade 3 in English or maths, we'll put you straight back into a GCSE, and you will have the opportunity to do a November resit potentially. We've got students now gearing up for November resits that are happening this year. But you'll have a chance to do a November resit and try and get that grade 4. If not, then you'll go into the summer series and you will sit your exams then. Okay, because it's a resit, we do around 3 to 4 hours a week of English and maths. And you do that around your vocational program. If you come in with below a grade 3, then what we do is we put you into a functional skills program, and we aim to bring you up to the level of a grade 3, a grade 3 GCSE equivalent, and that way you then can go on to GCSE. So it's a stepping stone program. So we don't bring you in and just hammer you with English and maths. We'll support you all the way through it. Again, for learners with learning disabilities or EHCPs, we offer one-to-one support, we offer speech and language therapy, and we have all of those services available at the college. So again, if you've got ALS needs, feel free to contact us and we can talk you through the support that we offer. But we're quite lucky with regards to the results that we get within our English and Maths department. Next question.
Just a statement.
So just feel free to drop a comment in the box below. I'm unsure whether to apply for public services or sport, or what shall I do? Oh, it's a difficult one. I studied sport, so my vocational background is sport, and so I know if our sport and public services lecturers are watching this, it's really difficult. Sport and public services are the departments that we run together, side by side, and they carry a lot of similar units actually. In fact, there's a lot of fitness training involved and a lot of practical activity. It's really for you to decide what are you going to enjoy right now. What is subject are you most likely to enjoy? Now, if you want to get into the public services, Army, Navy, RAF, you want to go into the be a paramedic, for instance, and that's your end goal, then potentially you should be looking towards those public services. It will give you a benefit in terms of the fitness that they do within that is much more public services orientated, and it will give you that sense of what you're in for with regards to, we do a lot of drill work and a lot of uniform with that respect. Our sport courses are, again, they cover a lot of that fitness over, but it's much more associated with things like health, nutrition, training programs, writing training programs, and so it's much more focused on that aspect. Both of them will get you into the public services, but it's about what you enjoy right now. And I say this a lot to parents, and I say this a lot to our potential applicants, is college is a really fun time. College is a time when you're leaving school, you've got a lot more freedom. You need to spend the next 2 years now studying what it is you really enjoy. I love my time at college. It's the reason why I came into education. I had an amazing lecturer who I'm still in touch with now. He's still my mentor, and that's what drove me into becoming a teacher in the first place. And I really want that for our students, to have that rapport and that link with their lecturers. So really, they're very similar courses. It's what you feel you're passionate about and what you're going to enjoy more. If the end goal is to go into sport, then obviously I'd say probably go the sport route. If the end goal is to public services, go public services. But overall, I mean, it's really down to what you're going to enjoy overall. So I hope that helps. I hope I'm not too biased. I'm going to hold off at the end of this for the public services team. So my son's got learning disabilities. What sanctions are in place, and are they monitored when they're going off campus? Yes, so we have within our SEND provision, are all in an isolated building. So if you're not aware of the Weybridge campus, we have 6 or so separate buildings. SEND are separated away from the main campus, and they're still part of it, but what we do is we have access control on the doors to ensure that they're not able to leave and go off site. Okay. Normally in non-COVID times, they would be escorted to the refectory when they go and have their lunch and so on, and they're escorted around in their normal college day. So there's always people on site with those learners, and they're always contained. Feel free to give us to get in contact with us if you want to come down and have a look at the area itself. We're known for our SEND provision in the area. It's a really high performing provision. It's something that we're very, very proud of. So please come down and have a look at the look so you can see what I mean. But basically, it's a building on its own. The hustle and bustle is a lot quieter than the rest of the area as well. So our learners get on well there particularly. Okay, so I hope that helps. So the extended diploma in business is worth 3 levels, so that must be lots of content. What is it? Yeah, so it's all of our BTEC extended diplomas, and depending on what you're coming in with regards to your English and Maths, you can do different sizes of BTEC as well, worth different amounts of A level. Yeah, there is a lot of content. Typically on the old frameworks for the BTECs, that would be 18 different units. So you would study 18 different subjects within business. So for instance, media, marketing, product design, you do a bit of accountancy and business in there. And so you would cover all those aspects. I'm not going to lie, the content is a lot. I mean, these are A-level equivalent courses, so you're going to be doing a significant amount of content. But we do give you the 2 days off a week in order to get through that content. Typically, they come with around about 27 assignments on the old framework. So if you think every single unit has around about 3 assessments in the first year, you're going to do around about 27 different assignments. They will range from written work, presentations, practical tasks. You might have a group discussion. We can assess you in a multitude of different ways, and that's what makes it different at school. We're not just going to look at you sitting down and do an exam and assess you on what your ability to remember information. We want to look at you as a whole person, your character, your personality, what you're going to bring to the workplace, and what you're going to bring to a university potential when you go on. So there is a lot of content, okay, but it's assessed in a way that's going to appeal to your strengths particularly. If you're good at written work, there'll be written work. If you're good at presentation, there'll be verbal assessments, and it should be staggered in a way which allows you to go through the qualification, okay? Excuse me. I'm very social. What can I take part in other than like, oh, I like that. I like that a lot. So we run a series of enrichment activities that are set up through our enrichment team, and they involve through things like orienteering. We have dodgeball tournaments. We have sporting stuff going on. We have a gym on site. We have a sports hall on site. We're trying to set up some local area network gaming clubs at the moment as well. But COVID's put a little bit of stop to that for the time being, but we're trying to develop that. So we have a huge enrichment opportunity. If you're really, really social and you want to set yourself out for potential job applications or university applications, we have a student council. You can put yourself forward to be a student rep and go onto our student council and take part in student parliament. They are the people that govern how the college is run. They're the students that have the voice and change if they want more of something else. If they're not happy with the food in the refectory, they're the people who have the voice. So if you are that social and you want to set yourself different, have a look at that. But we do have a whole series of enrichment clubs as well that we're running. At the moment, we're setting up our virtual equivalent of those. And so that we're excited to get those off. We've got National Colleges Week, I think, in a couple of weeks as well, so we're doing a lot of events for those. So have a look at our media pages, and you should see some pictures of what we get up to on those as well. So can I have a campus visit, Sue? At the moment, we've talked about this a lot. So campus visits about bringing people into campus. If you've ever been, if you know where we are, our campus is one of our main strengths. We've got around about 60 acres sat in, beautiful Weybridge in Surrey. It's a stunning campus. We've got listed buildings here, and with the site of, home of British motorsport and aeronautical. But at the moment, unfortunately, due to COVID, we can't afford to let people coming onto site who aren't normally meant to be here. So unfortunately, no. But we were talking about that, and we're monitoring the current situation with COVID-19. And when that changes, we'll let people know. We're looking at we have a tour on as part of this virtual event. So you can have a look at that tour, and we're currently discussing with the marketing team really about a 3D tour as well, about the prospect of getting that in place. So unfortunately not at the moment, but I really do want to get people back onto the campus as soon as possible. So we will let you know when that changes. So where can I find out what the 18 units in Business Diploma are? Good question. There was 18 last year. We're running a new qualification this year, which is an RQF BTEC qualification. So they are, I think it's going to be around between 12 to 14 units. I'm not too sure. So what you need to do is you need to email our business department. That's business@brooklands.ac.uk. If you email that and have a chat to the lecturer, she will be able to highlight what the units they're studying this year on our brand new RQF qualifications. So give them a shout and she'll get back to you. So what are the GCSE requirements of the electrical course? Oh, good. So I'll cover, so that's a good question. So I'll cover not only the electrical course, but I'll cover most of our courses in general at different levels. So a good differentiation to make. So I spoke earlier on about the difference between BTECs and the difference between vocational technical courses. Technical courses, things like electrical, construction, engineering, they typically run a 2-year program. So the first year you'll do a level 2 course, and then the second year you'll do a level 3 course. That's still a 2-year program, and it's the same as doing a 2-year level 3 BTEC, okay? So just because you're coming in and doing a level 2, it doesn't mean you're at a lower level than you would be studying the BTEC. The difference there is typically those students coming onto those programs have never laid a brick before, I've never done any carpentry before, I've never changed an engine, a motor vehicle, they don't come with those skills. So we do a 1-year level 2, a 1-year level 3. Electrical fits into this category, okay? So you come in doing a 1-year level 2 and a 1-year level 3. Okay, our electrical course, we're asking for 5 grade 4s, okay, including English and maths. The importance there, okay, is maths. Okay, we're very strict on that. Okay, you need to have your maths. So if you want to come and do electrical, we will. You need to have that, and it's such a major part of that qualification. If you don't have your English, or you're struggling with English, again, still apply. Come and give us a shout. And we do have students this year who have got their 5 grade 4s, and they're retaking English outside around their vocational program. But typically, it's that maths. That maths is key. For our BTEC programs at level 3, again, typically we're asking for 4 to 5 at grade 4, depending on the different course. Level 2 programs are typically offering 4 to 5 at grade 3, again, including English and maths, and then we have our level 1 programs below that. So if you're not sure about what you're going to get, there's a bit of uncertainty. Again, this year with COVID, we don't know what's going to happen. Do not worry, we have a course for everyone. Okay, still come apply to us, come and speak to us, let us know, what your fears are, what you're worried about, and we can find a course for you. So please don't worry about that, okay? So when would you advise I apply? Okay, so really, we started, our applications are open now for the next academic year, so we'd advise you to apply as soon as possible. We allocate places according to that, so if you can apply on our website, you can apply online, okay? We then go through a process of advice and guidance where we do, we did invite you in for a presentation and show you the campus and whatnot. We do that all virtually now, but we go through that process with you. So if you want to apply, you're interested, get your application in, we can start going through the process with you, and we can offer you a place based on whether we think you're suitable and the level we think you're suitable. What are the hours for a full-time course? Okay, this is a little joke I have when I do this in person, but the government says our full-time courses, to be a full-time student, you have to do 16 hours a week. Okay, and believe me, I would love to do a full-time 16-hour week. I'm sure most of you would do, but that's what our courses run. So we run typically around about 16 hours a week over the course of those 3 days. That's a full-time student. But don't forget, just because you're not in 5 days doesn't mean you're not going to be working those 5 days. Believe me, you'll be going to do assignments. You'll have work experience to do. We might put you towards some volunteering clubs, particularly someone asked a question about public services. If you're looking down that route, they really favour volunteering and getting involved in the community. So there'll be lots more for you to do around those times as well. I live in Ashford. What do you offer there? Can I do business? Yes, good question. You can do business in Ashford. So business is one of the courses that goes across both Ashford and Weybridge. Typically what we offer at Ashford is business and electrical installation. Electrical installation is growing, and so is business. Numbers there are going really high. We also have hair and beauty at Ashford as well on a separate site. It's just down the road on the high street, and you want to keep an eye out because we're opening a brand new hair and beauty salon in the new year for that as well. So we'll have a brand new site of hair and beauty. So over at Ashford, we've got hair and beauty, we've got business, we've got electrical installation. For the adults, mums and dads, if you're watching, we're also running ESOL courses, we're running GCSE and functional skills courses, and we're about to launch some AAT courses, which is for accountancy, and they will start in January. Okay? Good. I'm going too quick now, the marketing can't keep up with writing the questions down. I'm not sure what course to take. How can I decide? So it's a really good question. Again, I go back to my personal. At 16, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just wanted to study sport. Look at me, I'm a rugby player. Of course I am. And so I just wanted to go and do that. Okay, and so I went and did the sports course personally. I liked the idea of just doing sport the whole time. What I liked about it was that I was able to, every single assignment, I could then turn into focused on rugby, which is what my interest was. So I never did a boring assignment. If you're completely not sure, we do have careers advisors. So feel free to email our careers advisors. I get the marketing team now to put in the email for that in below the box. But my advice to you would be, what do you enjoy? Okay, it doesn't even have to be in what career you're looking into in the future. What do you enjoy right now? Because if you enjoy something right now, you're going to be much more inclined to put effort into it and excel in it. Now, we have 14 different departments, 14 different subject areas that we offer here. And if you are passionate about that area, you can make a career out of it. Okay, it doesn't matter about how much money you earn in the future. If you love something and you're passionate about it, the money will come. Okay? So what would you say were the strengths of the college? Well, we've just had an Ofsted last year, so you could read that. That's nicely written. So really, what sets us apart differently is our teachers. Okay. What I found here, coming from other colleges, is that our teachers really care. And they do really care. They care about you as an individual. They care about what you go on to. They care about your future. They stay in contact with you, and they really do look after you. And I think you really can't, put more of an emphasis on that. A teacher who cares and cares about your future will go a really long way to helping you have not only the best experience possible here, but also for your future. We're also a safe site. So even though we're on the outskirts of London, we have got 60 acres of leafy green trees around us. So we are a very, very safe site. We have very, very low incidents of behaviour, very few bad behaviour incidents, very few exclusions here. And so typically we're a safe site as well. We've got excellent facilities of vocational courses. We have hairdressing salons. We have kitchens, we have a restaurant, we have a massive engineering area with a helicopter and motorsport cars in it. We've got brand new construction and carpentry areas, we've got science labs. For me, our facilities as well are on point with industry. So, you know, that's what I think our strengths are ultimately. 5 minutes, last 5 minutes. Any other questions, feel free to put them in down below just quickly. God, have I talked for 30 minutes already? Yeah. Tell them my teacher. Financial support. So it's a common question that we get with regards to what financial support is available. So the costs associated with each course are different. Typically, we try and keep costs as low as possible. If you come from a low income assessed family, you can get assessed and then get bursary support. So if you're interested in that, want more information about how to apply, we do have a bursary email, and that's bursary@brooklands.ac.uk. You can email them and they will go through exactly and see whether you apply for it. A lot of our students as well do work with charities, in the sense of we do have a lot of charities that will help sponsor a student, particularly in aspects of things like media makeup, where they've got to buy very expensive makeup kits. Those students who can't afford it will typically work with a charity. The charity will supply that for those individual students, which again is very nice to see. So we do try and help our students as much as possible. At the moment, we're loaning out. We've set up an IT system, so we're loaning out laptops. We've bought students laptops as well as part of bursary, and we've given them laptops so they can access remote learning and continue their learning during lockdown, and as we go through the year this year with our remote learning procedures. So if you don't be worried about financial support, give us a shout, see how we can help you, and we can go through those processes. Is this recorded so I can get my son to watch? Yes, so all the recording will be saved. So all of the videos that you'll see on this open event, we're going to keep open, and it's going to be on the page. This page will stay open. So feel free, get your son to watch it, get him to give us a shout. If there's a particular area he's interested in, feel free to email that area, and we'll do our best to get back to you and get you all the information that you know. We're extremely open. Obviously, we'd love for you to come down and have this face to face, but obviously, current situation dictates. I like construction, what do you offer there? So with construction, we have, on Weybridge, we offer brickwork and construction. There are construction, brickwork and carpentry, they're our main go-to. We're increasing numbers every year, so if you're interested in that, please get your application in. We're busting at the seams at the moment with construction numbers. It's going really, really well. I'm really proud of that department. So we're nationally known for brickwork, and our carpentry is doing really, really well. At Ashford, we offer electrical installation, and that's going really, really well. Again, this year they've increased the number of groups that they've got over at Ashford. So again, really, really popular course. So brickwork, carpentry, electrical installation is what we offer. Is there anything else? Do we do A-levels? No, we don't. We do A-level equivalence. Okay, like I said earlier on in the video, we don't do A-levels. We run BTECs, which are Applied Generals, and UAL qualifications. They're equivalent of 3 A-levels. Okay, so if you don't want to study A-levels, you don't think that's for you, great, come and give us a shout. Is there anything else? Are we about there? One final one. What is applied science? Excellent question. We specialise in what is known as forensic science, and so our applied science course is what we call forensic science. Basically, it's a science course, but the application is about applying it to a practical field. So typically our students in forensic science, they work on things like crime scenes, they do criminal psychology, they learn about blood spatter, they learn about, I observed a lesson last year talking about fire patterns and about how an arson was set off in a particular way. So it's a science course, but it's applied to real world situations. So you learn in this sense how to be a forensic scientist, for instance, and that's what the course is aiming to do. Okay, so thank you everyone for your time. Thank you for the questions coming in. I hope I haven't spoken too quickly. Any other questions, feel free.